everyone, my name is Megan.
And I'm Sam.
Welcome to your strength combo workout. This is an excellent routine to do to help strengthen your muscles and to help strengthen your lungs and your heart to continue on with everyday life. This is a great routine for anybody who has lung conditions like COPD or any heart conditions. If you feel at any point that you are short of breath, feel free to do the technique that Sam is going to be showing you called pursed lip breathing.
All right, so we're gonna sit up in our chair nice and tall. I want you to relax your neck and your shoulders. What we're gonna be doing is a nice deep inhale in through our nose, and we're gonna keep our mouth closed. You can count if you want, it's about 1 to 2 seconds. So it'll be a nice deep inhale, close the mouth. Then we're going to practice our pursed lip. So pucker your lips as if you're going to blow out a candle, like so. When we're doing our exhale, we're gonna make it longer than our inhale. So we can count to about 4 seconds here if you'd like, and it'll be like this. Making that big whooshing sound. So let's go do it together. Sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the neck and the shoulders. Inhale deeply, closing your mouth for 1 to 2 seconds. Now exhale, pursed or puckered lips for 4 seconds. Excellent job. This is a great technique to slow your breathing down. If you're starting to feel like your breathing's getting a little bit too heavy and you're having trouble controlling it during our exercises.
Awesome, let's get started on our strength combo workout. Remember, anytime you can pause this video to take a little breath, work on your pursed lip breathing and going at your own pace. We're gonna focus strictly on strengthening, but before we do that, we need to warm our bodies up. Make sure your space is nice and clear, and let's get started. 2 big breaths. Inhale, hands up to the ceiling. And exhale, arms down. 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhale, back down. We're gonna do nice big arm circles in a forward motion. Arms are gonna be straight, creating those nice big circles. If you want to have a slight little bend in those elbows for a little bit less intensity, you can do that as well. We're just going to do a few here. Let's do 1 more. Excellent. Let's go backwards. Arm circles backwards. Listen to your body and what your range of motion is. You can do 1 arm at a time as well, and Sam's following right along in her seated. Let's do 1 more. Excellent. We're going to extend our arms from shoulder height, palms facing down, crossing our arms in front of our chest, keeping those arms straight, and we're going to alternate that top arm. You can go at a little bit faster pace like I'm doing, or a little bit slower that Sam is demonstrating. We just want to get those shoulders ready to go for our workout. Good. Let's do 1 more of each. Excellent. Drop those arms down. We're gonna go into high knees. So we're gonna lift our knees up towards the chest, alternating sides, making sure we're up tall. And if you would like to, you can add a tap on the top of your knee with your hands. Just wanna warm those hips up, our knees, our feet, our back. Focus on that breathing even as we're warming up. Good. 1 more on each side. Excellent. Let's drive our heels right to our bum, kicking it, alternating sides, or in your seated, you can do taps under your chair, or you can tap your feet just gently to the side. We want to warm up the backs of our legs. You can add a little bit of an arm swing if you want to. Good. 1 more each side. Excellent. All right, we're going to isolate 1 leg swinging just in front of the opposite leg. You can have that leg lifted the whole time, or you can tap on the floor, swing and tap. Sam in her seated is lifting her leg as she extends and swinging a little bit in front of the opposite leg. Awesome. Good. Let's do 1 more and switch over to the other side. Reposition if you need to. And swing. You can hold onto a countertop, chair, a wall for some extra stability. Again, you can always lift that leg the whole time and swing. Good. Let's do 1 more forward and back. Excellent. We're going to do cat-cow. So we're going to round our hands forward, chin to our chest, fingertips touch, and then open that chest up, squeeze those shoulder blades, and then round again. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round forward, chin to your chest. Inhale, open up. And exhale. Okay, let's do this a few more times. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, open that arms up. And round forward. Excellent. Shake it all off. All right, let's get started into our strength. So you can have a variety of weights. We have 5s, 3s, and 2s. The choice is completely up to you. If you don't have any weights at home, that's okay. You can use household items around your home, or you can opt to use no weights at all, just doing the range of motion. The choice is completely up to you. You can do this one standing or seated, or you can alternate between the two positions if you would like to. Our first exercise is going to be a squat into a shoulder shrug. So we're gonna be working on our legs, and we're also gonna be working on our shoulders. So I'm gonna go a little bit heavier. I'm going to be grabbing my 5s. Sam's gonna be grabbing her 3s. Both of our feet are gonna be hip width apart, toes pointing forward, weights at our side. I'm pushing my butt back, sinking into my heels, standing up nice and tall, bringing my shoulders up towards my ears, and I'm nice and tall. Sam, in her seated position, up tall. She's going to lift a knee up towards her chest, extend that leg forward, bring it back down on the floor, and then she's going to shrug her shoulders up to her ears. Then she'll alternate to the other side. We're going to do this move for 30 seconds, and then we'll move on to the next one. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So squat or that knee lift with a shoulder shrug. Now, with these exercises, you can choose that speed. I don't want you going too fast. I want you to stay focused on those muscles activating, focus on your breathing, and also focus on that core being nice and strong. Remember, you can alternate between those positions. So if you're finding one is not intense enough, or maybe it's too intense, you can alternate to the other position. Excellent job. We're almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Perfect. I'm gonna stay with these weights. We're gonna be going into a side lunge on a single side. So my feet are gonna be close together. I'm gonna take a giant step out to the side, making sure my toes are pointing forward. Weights are gonna go on the outside of that knee that's gonna bend. The opposite is going to straighten, bringing myself back into starting position, and I'm going to curl my hands up towards my shoulders. Sam, in her seated position, is going to have her leg extended just slightly out to the side. She can reach down towards her ankles if she wants to, or she can lift her leg up just slightly to add a little bit of intensity, and then she's going to curl her hands up. All right, 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Side, center, and curl. For this exercise, you can also do one arm at a time for that hammer curl for a little bit less intensity. Make sure you're up nice and tall no matter which position you've chosen. Good job. If you are standing, make sure you push your butt back, that your knees are behind your toes. And in that seated, your bum is near the edge of your seat. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Excellent. I'm gonna switch over to my 3s. We are gonna be going into a bent over row, into a kick back. Feet are gonna be hip width apart, toes pointing forward, knees are going to be soft. We are both gonna hinge forward through our hips, making sure our back is nice and straight. We're not rounding through our back. So pull those shoulder blades together. We're gonna pull the arms until they come to about our ribs. We're gonna stop, push our arms back, kicking back, and then release back in front of our knees. We're both doing the same position. Low intensity, you can do one arm at a time. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Sam's gonna give you that side option in her seated. Give you a little bit of a different angle. Excellent job. At any time, if you need to pause, stand up or sit up, and then get back into it, that's an option as well. You can do one arm at a time, whether you're standing or you are seated. Good. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome work. Place those weights down. Take a little bit of a breather. grab a drink, and then we're gonna do that one more time. So we're gonna start back from the top. Remember, at any point during your exercise, it is okay to take that break. Allow those muscles to rest before you get started into that second round. So I'm grabbing back onto my 5s. My feet are gonna be hip width apart, toes pointing forward. We're going into our squat, shoulder shrug, or knee lift extension. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Down, up, shrug your shoulders. No matter where you are, up nice and tall. If you are doing that squat position, sink into your heels, knees are behind your toes. Good work. We got less than 10 seconds on this move. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. We're going to be going into our side lunge, opposite side this time. So feet are gonna be a little bit close, toes pointing forward. Remember, when you're stepping to the side, those toes have to stay forward, and then we're coming back into the center and curling. Up nice and tall, shoulder rolls back. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And in that seated position, you can extend your leg to the side and add a little bit of a lean as you reach for the ankles, then come back in the center and curl. Another option, you can do one arm at a time. Awesome work. Very crucial to listen to your body. Take breathers when you need to. Eliminate those weights, change them out. 3, 2, 1, and finish off. Excellent. All right, I'm switching over to my 3s. We're gonna go back into that row with a kick back. Feet are hip width, toes pointing forward, knees are soft. Sam will give you that different angle again. Hands in front of the knees. We're gonna row and kick back in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So on this one, I want you to really run those elbows along your rib cage as you pull the arms back. And before you add that kick back, squeeze those shoulder blades and hold it there, and then add the kick back. And then gently release. Don't forget to breathe, super important. You're doing a phenomenal job. Stay with us. Resting in 3, 2, 1, and rest. Perfect job. Place those weights down. Take a little bit of a breather. Feel free to practice your pursed lip breathing if you need to. Take a seat or take a lean against the wall and just take a little bit of a water break before we get started on circuit number 2. So circuit number 2 is the same structure. We now just have all new exercises. So remember, you can use your weights, household items, or just do range of motion. The choice is yours, standing or seated. While you're taking your break, I will demonstrate that first exercise. So deadlift into a front raise is gonna be number 1. I'm going to go a little bit heavier on this one. So I'm gonna go back to my 5 pounds. Sam's gonna go back to her 3s, but again, the choice is yours. Feet are gonna be a little bit wider than hip width, toes pointing forward. If you are standing, very important to soften those knees, make sure they are not locked. Weights are in front of our hips. Sam has them to her side. We're both gonna hinge forward through our hips, keeping our back straight, going as low as you feel comfortable. Push into your heels, up nice and tall. Keep that core strong. And then we're gonna raise our arms out in front of us, okay? For that raise, you can do one arm at a time if you would like to, or both. All right, let's get started on this deadlift with the front raise in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So as we're hinging, keeping that core strong, push into our heels, up nice and tall, pause before you raise. We wanna make sure that core is strong before we add that front raise. If you would like to add a little bit of intensity in that seated, you can straighten those legs out a little bit more than having them bent as you hinge. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. I'm gonna stay with these weights here. Feet are gonna stay right where they are, up nice and tall. We're gonna be doing a calf raise with a press back. So on this one, what I want you to do is have your palms facing behind you, weights are at your side, up nice and tall. We're gonna lift our heels off of the floor, bring them back down, and press our arms back as far as you feel comfortable. Again, you can do this one arm at a time. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lift your heels, down, and press. Good, work on a little bit of lower body and that upper body as well. Keep a little bit of a slight bend in those elbows. Sam's following right along in her seated. Good, making sure we're both up nice and tall. Don't forget to breathe. Focus on that breath. Good work. 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish off and rest. Good work. Okay, I'm switching over to my 3s for this next one. This is exercise number 3. We're going into a bicep curl again, but a little bit of a different position on this one. Your palms are gonna face forward. We're curling our arms about halfway. Palms are gonna now face the ceiling, pressing our arms out in front of chest height, touch the ends of those weights, and then bring it back down and curl back down. This one can be performed one arm at a time if you would like to. 30 seconds, ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Curl, pause, and press. So on this one, I want you to be shoulder height and below as we're pressing. Good. Curl, pause, halfway, press. Excellent job. Again, you can do that one arm at a time, which Sam is demonstrating for you. Curl and press. Excellent job. And again, focusing on that breath. Good, resting in 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome. Take a little break if you need it. Catch your breath, work on that pursed lip breathing if you need to, have a little bit of a seat. We're gonna do that circuit one more time. So go back to that weight that you first had for that deadlift and front raise. Feet are hip width apart, toes pointing forward, up nice and tall, tighten that belly button right to your spine. When you feel ready, we're gonna go into deadlift, front raise in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hinge at your hips, up nice and tall, pause, and then raise. So remember to take your time with these strengthening moves, listening to your body. You can choose how high you raise your arms. The only guideline I will give you is to not go any higher than shoulder height. So if you're aiming towards that shoulder height, stay below. Good work. We got 10 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome job. All right, keep those feet where they are. Calf raise with a press back. So weights at your side, palms facing away from you, up nice and strong and tall. We're lifting our heels and then pressing our arms back in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lift your heels, back down and press. So make sure on this one, as we're pressing, we're not leaning forward. We wanna stay up nice and tall and then press our arms back. And remember, you can do this one arm at a time if that feels more comfortable for you. Good, it's all about listening to your body and where you are today. Good work. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Switching over to my 3s. This is our last move. Alrighty. Up nice and tall, feet are hip width, palms facing forward, doing our curl into our chest press. Again, this one can be performed one arm at a time. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Curl and press. Very important to make sure you're breathing out, especially when you press forward in that chest exercise position. Good. Taking your time, excellent. Resting in 3, 2, 1, and rest those weights. Excellent job. Your strength combos is all done. So let's finish off with a nice, easy cool down and a stretch. Take your time. If you need to take an additional break, feel free to do so. All right, let's take 2 deep breaths in. Inhale up and exhale down. One more time. Inhale, hands up and exhale. Awesome. All right, for your standing position, we're gonna start with a calf stretch. Step 1 foot back, heel is gonna be on the floor and gently pressing forward. In your seated position, you can extend that foot a little bit forward, slight bend in that knee still, and the toes are gonna be on the floor, hinging a little bit through those hips, feeling that through the calf area. You wanna hold these for a little bit, about 10 to 20 seconds. If you want to hold a little bit longer, feel free to do so. Good, and let's gently release and let's go right over to the other side. Step that other foot back or pushing that foot forward and that seated. Heel is on the floor, and in your seated position, make sure those toes are on the floor as well. Good, gently release. All right, we're gonna go into a hamstring stretch. So now we're gonna kick our heel forward, toes are pointing up to the ceiling, hinging through our hips. Your hands can either go on your non-stretching leg or you can reach for your toes if you would like to. Trying to keep that back nice and straight. Feeling this going through the back of your leg. We're still focusing on that breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Good, gently release. Let's go over to the other side. Remember, even when we're stretching, to listen to your body and wherever your range of motion is. We are just here to guide you through these stretches. Good, and gently release. All right, let's go into our quad stretch. So on this one, you can either grab the top of your foot, you can grab the heel. If you have a tongue on your shoe, you can grab onto that as well, or your pant leg. Lots of options here. Sam in her seated has her foot underneath the chair, her knee is directly down towards the floor, and she's gently leaning back, using her chair for support. Make sure when you are in that standing position, knees are side by side, and then you're up nice and tall and try to push those hips forward. Good, gently release, and let's go to the other side. The same idea on the other side. Still focusing on that breath. Good, and gently release. Awesome work. All right, let's have an arm going across our body, other arms coming underneath and gently pulling it in towards your chest. Make sure when we're pulling the arm closer that we're going from above the elbow, not on the elbow or below. Good, gently release. Let's go to the other side. Still focusing on that breath. Slowing our heart rates down, bringing our breathing back to what our normal is. Good, gently release. Now we're gonna take the hand, the back of the palm is gonna go on your back, about mid to upper back, however far palm is gonna face away from you. And we're up nice and tall. Sam's gonna follow right along in her seated position. Elbow is gonna be just a little bit behind our ribs, and we're gonna open that chest up. So I want you to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Again, listening to your body and your range of motion. Good, gently release. Let's go over to the other side. Back of your hand on your back. Now the distance on this one will be a little bit different, and that's okay. Then open that chest up, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Feeling this going to the front of your shoulder. Excellent, gently release. All right, let's round our back. So fingertips together, chin to your chest, separating those shoulder blades. Still focusing on that breath work. Inhale and exhale. Good, and we're gonna gently release, hands going behind our back, opening that chest up, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And if you're in that seated position, you can grab onto the back of your chair as well as an option. Good, gently release. We're gonna take one hand, place it onto that same shoulder, taking the opposite hand, pushing that elbow back, stretching out the back of our arm. Try to keep that arm that you are stretching nice and close to your head, pushing back. And again, listening to your range of motion, however high you can get it. Good, gently release, and let's go over to the other side. Hand on shoulder, and pushing that elbow up. Excellent, gently release. All right, this one we're gonna do both arms extending out to the side. Thumbs are facing up towards the ceiling, and then we're gonna rotate our thumbs down towards the floor, trying to keep our arms at shoulder height or below, stretching out our biceps, so the front of our arm. Just hold that rotation. If you need to, release and go back into that stretch. That's an option as well. Good. And gently rotate back and then release. All right, 2 big breaths. Inhale, hands up. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome work. Thank you so much for joining Sam and I for your strength combos. We hope you had a wonderful time strengthening your muscles. See you later.